What is up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Back working on the little Razor SX500. Frame and swing arm have been sitting over there finished and painted for a while. Decided to move on to the wheels next. Got them all taken apart, all repainted, and all put back together. Super happy with how these wheels came out. But for the front end over here, I was not able to finish it off when I did the frame and the swing arm. Ended up getting some runs in the clear coat on this edge, and when I was sanding it down, it did burn through. I'll be sanding this thing down, getting it prepped for a little bit more base, and then re-cleared. This piece over here, again, I actually got some major runs in the base coat. This rattle can spray paint that I was using for the base just sprays on super thin. The only way to get an even coat is to spray it on really thick all over. You can see there where it's kind of cracking, where it all got really thick at the edge. I will get all of this sanded down, we'll respray the base, and then I'll spray some clear on this too. The last piece that I want to get done for the front end are going to be the handlebars. So these are also going to be going this color. Just need to get all the controls off, get the grips taken off. And then for the handlebars, I will have to sand it all the way down, spray some primer before I actually lay down the base. Primer is on the handlebars. Everything looks great. Primer usually goes on pretty easily. And then for this little piece over here, all I did is just try to hit the bottom down here. There was a little bit of bare metal showing. This is the paint that I've been using. It sprays on pretty crappy, actually. I am a fan of the Rust-Oleum, the little 2X product that you can get. For some reason, this fluorescent product just does not spray on very well. Sprays on really thin. It has to go on super thick to actually get good coverage. And if you go too thick, it starts to crack. Either way, though, the entire thing is painted like that. So once I throw the clear coat on, everything looks the same. I do really like the color once it actually gets the clear coat on there. I'm going to go ahead and get the base coat laid down with the rattle can, get it on the handlebars, and then get all of this fixed up over here. And then once these two pieces are finished with the base, I can spray the clear on these and the forks. all of the front end pieces are finished. They're all painted. It's been a few days. Everything's all dry. These handlebars came out looking absolutely amazing. I cannot be more happier about these. This front end piece over here also came out looking absolutely amazing, nice and glossy. And then on the bottom down here, no drips. Everything came out looking nice and smooth this time. Very happy about this piece. Then we come over to the forks, and although they look very, very nice on the back side here, and as soon as I turn it over in the exact same spot as before, the clear coat has a few bubbles. There's only 3 major bubbles. I'm not going to sand this down and respray it again. All I'm going to do is just sand those few little bubbles down. You'll probably still see a few little white spots from where the solvent pop is at, but it'll be nice and flat. Everything else on these came out looking absolutely amazing. I'm not going to sand it down and respray this clear just for that. Not really sure why it collects so hard right there in that one spot. I feel like maybe just because I sprayed so much trying to get the insides here. Overall though, very, very happy. The handlebars and this little top piece came out looking absolutely perfect. And then I'd probably give this thing a 7 out of 10. I'll get that front end sanded down, get everything polished out, looking nice and smooth, and then we can go ahead and start putting this front end back together. Forks are all put back together. I got everything sanded down and polished out where I wanted to. You can see where the bubbles were at, those little white spots. It's just where those craters are left behind from where that solvent pop is happening. Not really solvent pop, it's just solvent trapping. So when you sand it down, those little bubbles, those air bubbles escape and it leaves craters. The good thing is, something that I wasn't even thinking about, the number plate is actually going to cover that up. So when this thing goes on here, every bit of that will be covered. I'll be painting all of the plastics here in another video. These things are kind of a pain in the butt to put back together. I did get a couple of little scrape marks on the bottom side of this thing. Luckily, these little dust seals cover all of that up. And those plastic sleeves that go inside of here go back in. It's almost impossible not to scrape the bottom side of this. The only way that I could actually get them in is to just hit them with the mallet and guiding that bolt that goes through here all the way to the bottom so that it reaches the end so that it can actually thread through. That was kind of a pain. Easiest way that I found is to actually get your socket on the end of that bolt. Make sure it stays on there all the way through the inner part of the fork here, and then just keep pressure on it as you're going through all the other pieces inside of this outer fork tube. It's got to go through that bushing, the spring. There's that other little black spacer that's in the side of the spring, and then there's another small bushing at the bottom, so it has to go through all of that. So if you keep pressure with that socket, with that long extension, it'll keep it from falling off of there, and you can guide it all the way to that hole and just start turning. Once the forks were done, I got this little top piece on. I was able to get everything connected back to the main frame. Since all of this is back together, I have the handlebars, everything else ready to go. I can actually go ahead and put the rest of the bike back together. The only thing that it'll be missing is the seat and the plastics. I am going to go ahead and finish that off. I'm going to get the front wheel on, get all the front brake components on. We'll get the handlebars on. Then I can get the battery, the controller all inside of here, the motor and the rear wheel installed. This thing should actually be rideable after that. The Razor is all back together. The front end is all finished up. I could not be happier with how this color combo came out. Kind of unfortunate that once I do get the plastics painted, it's going to cover up all of this. This thing just looks completely different from what it started at. I really had no issues putting everything back on. I was missing the original bolts that went in right there, so I did just end up using zip ties again. As far as the wiring goes, I'm not connecting anything up right now. Did get all of my controls on here on the handlebars as well. I did get some new grips, got some black ones. The red ones were not going to match at all. Super excited again just to be this far, just to have it be this much complete. I am going to end the video here. If you liked it, please hit that like button. If you want to see the rest of the build, see the plastics get painted, put back on here, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys next time.